What's going on with you? This is your boy Stretch coming back through. Start the next video. We got the front sprocket we got to take out today. So what we got here, we got to take the left side fairing off first. So we got 2 screws there. We got a screw up in there. We got a screw down at the bottom there. Also in the front, one of the little pieces already missing, so that's easy. You just got to check in, use this, make sure underneath the bottom you got the little clips that got to come off. Just get a little screwdriver, pop in there, pop the top part out, and then it just come right on out. You got some back here in the back as well, and back there. So you gotta take all those out, and then we'll be ready to take off the cover right here in order to get ready to get to the front sprocket. So let me get those and we'll be right back in a moment. Alright, so we done got everything loose now where it's hanging. One thing you got to make sure is up front, at least on this one anywhere, here there's 2 holes that takes the little clips as well. Like I said, these are, you just pop the screwdriver in there, pop them open, and then once you pull the head out, it'll slide right on out. So you make sure you take those, 1 hole there, 1 hole there, and then once you get all the other screws out, it's pretty much ready to come off. You do have to be careful here so you don't break these little tabs. They just pop in there. You just pop them out, pop them in. So when you grab them, you want to make sure you pull on them with even pressure. So just come on out there. And there's another one up in here as well. So you want to be careful when you taking that apart. And once that comes out, then that whole side piece fairing to be off, and we'll be ready to move to the next part. One thing whenever you're working on these with the screws you got to take out, a lot of times if you get a bike from the shop or from the factory or whatever, they come with all of the same size screws. So you can usually use the same size Allen key for all your screws. So what I usually do, instead of using the Allen key set to come with it or getting the Allen key set, I buy these, and they just go in the tip of the little, they have a little, it's like a screwdriver almost. You just pop it in and pop it out, and you can switch them out. And it makes life a lot easier when you're dealing with those. So let me get this side piece off. I want to pull it off real careful. Don't want to scratch up none of the paint. So I'll be right back after the side is off. Alright, so we got the side off. I got it sitting over here right now out the way. That way it won't get scratched up or anything. So now we come back over here. For those of you that never really worked on bikes before or tried to do it yourself, this is what it looks like underneath the fairing. So the next thing I'm gonna have to do is, because this bike is kind of customly set up, I'm gonna have to remove this, which is the piston that goes to the air shifter. Remove that off of there, and once I get that out the way, then I can start undoing the bolts that come on here. And I'm also have to remove this, which has a screw here that goes in that has a Allen key that goes to it as well. Pull this off for the shift lever. Undo those bolts on the cover, and also here, which is the speed sensor. Take that screw out of there as well. Pull the cover off, and once I get that cover off, I'll be ready to undo the front sprocket. So Give me one moment and I'll be right back for that. All right, so I ended up not having to remove the air shifter cylinder from the shifter lever to get it out the way, so I was good with that. One thing I did forget to mention is once you take the bolts out of here, you are gonna have to take out the throttle cable from here. That way you can actually move it out the way. And basically all you do is, if you look in there, it has the little cylinder piece here. It just sits right in this hole there, and the cable just follows right along the line. So basically you just turn it enough to get it where the cable will come out of here and drop straight through here, and then it'll just pull straight down out of there. Then you just pull this out. Now you can take this off, but I don't usually take it off. I just kind of move it over out the way, and then you have your sprocket in there. And once you get to your sprocket, it's another Allen key right in the center. You take that out, this little piece come off, and once you take that piece off there, then you got the main bolt that got to come out. And for that main bolt, because it's turned, what you want to do is you want to put it in gear, or always put it in gear to keep it from turning. And then I use an impact because it's usually on there pretty good, and you're gonna have to use either impact or a breaker bar in order to get that bit nut back there turning. So let me get this Allen head screw out, and once I get that out, then I'll be back to show you the bit nut I'm talking about. All right, as you see, I got this on out of there. It came out of here and it came right off of there. And so for that, what I end up having to do is you need some pressure because it's in there real good. So you need something you can use to actually get some pressure on, whether it's a tool like that or whether you take a Allen key. And some people just take a pipe and slide it over the Allen key. That way you can get that leverage on there to break it. But some kind of breaker bar to use to get it out of there. Now the next thing is to get that big nut off there. That big nut back there off now. And for that you got to break out the bit board. So what I do is I take this, it's a 32 socket, and put on there, and then I use the impact gun in order to get that off of there. You can also use a breaker bar as well, but for me, I take the easier way and use the impact. Now, when you're doing this, you have to have it in gear, otherwise it'll spin. What some people do, like if I still had the chain on, I can leave it in neutral, and I can put something in to where it'll in between the back spokes in here. That way it'll catch the tire and it'll keep it from turning, which keeps that from turning. But since the chain is already off, I put it in gear, and now I just gotta get it on off of there. So there you have it. This is off now. Just to move out the way. Put that back up there where it was at. So now you got a washer that comes off, and then just slide that on off, and there you have it. So now we'll be getting ready to see where the new one went to. There we go. And it's gonna go right back on the same way you just took everything else off. So If you use the torque wrench to take it off, or a breaker bar to take it off, or if you use the impact to take it off, then that's probably what you're going to need to use to put it back on. So let me go ahead and open this and get ready to put it back on. Alright, there you have it. We got the new sprocket. I'm getting ready to put it back on. One thing you need to remember when you're ordering sprockets is your teeth size. So like for this one, this is a 16 tooth sprocket. So the stock Jitsu 1000s have a 17 tooth in the front and 42 in the back. So I got a 44 in the back now, a 16 in the front. And one other thing I remember is the width of the sprocket. So this is for a 530 chain. They also have a 525 and a 520, I believe, but you want to make sure that whatever chain you have that you're putting on there, you got the right sprockets for that chain. So all we got to do is get back under here, and you got the little grooves there, gonna line up with the grooves on there, so you just slide it on. Sometimes it's a pain. Let me use two hands. I'll be right back. Alright, so we got the new sprocket on. Don't forget to put your washer on there. Then you got your bolt to go in there. And there, like I said, still in gear, so it ain't gonna turn. But you want to make sure it's on there good. Sorry if that was kind of loud. From there, you got your other little piece to go in there, and then the screw to go inside. And from there, I use the breaker bar to go ahead and tighten that on up and put enough tension on there to make sure it don't go anywhere. Alright, so there you have it. You got the new sprocket on. It's all tightened up now, ready to go. My next video will be go ahead and put the new chain on, and then bolt everything back down, tighten up the chain, and get it set to hit the street. So until then, I'll holler at y'all. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, share it, all that good stuff. Let me know if there's anything else you might want to see, whether it's with bikes or anything else, and I'll get with you later. Peace.